You're watching the Wellness Hour, news that makes you healthier. I'm Randy Alvarez. Today's topic, replacing missing teeth with dental implants. According to my first guest, he says nobody should be wearing a loose-fitting denture. With us, we have Dr. Sassan Kafayi. Dr. Kafayi, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Randy.
Now, you brought a stack of photos,
Yes,
so we'll
sir.
try to get to as many of those as possible.
Sure.
Now, for people that don't know you, like who's the typical implant patient you see?
Well, the first group of people are people that have been through a lot of dentistry throughout the years. They've been through this treadmill of going from an endodontist to a periodontist, and everything that they've done have failed. And they come to the conclusion of that, I think I'm going to need a new set of dentures, and they look for not dentures, but something more of a permanent, that what we provide with implants and fixed teeth on top of it, top and bottom. And the second group are people that have been with dentures for a long time, and it's more difficult to come across these people because they don't.
Why is that?
Because they don't go and see a dentist all the time, and they just have given up, and they think this is as good as it gets. But a lot of times, many people that have been told in the past that cannot receive implants, well, the new technology has proven that we can help a lot of people. I'm talking millions.
And you told me that, like for a denture wearer, they can walk in the day of the procedure, no teeth, and walk out the same day with upper and lower teeth that don't come out.
Absolutely.
On top of implants.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that rare?
That's not rare nowadays, especially in my office. I have everything that's required to provide that to all the patients that come in with wearing dentures on top and bottom for a very long time. And we provide that on a daily basis. And at the end, the patient is very happy with the results.
But isn't it true that if you've been wearing a denture 10, 15 years, you can't do this, you don't have enough bone?
Absolutely not true.
Okay.
For example, I finished this lady last week. She was on dentures for a very long time.
Like how long?
And I would say maybe 20, 25 years.
Okay.
And she even told me the story of going to the state with the gentleman that she was really interested in. And her upper denture flew out and fell on the table.
Oh my goodness.
So she was very embarrassed. And she called me, she came in. We had a good discussion. We did some consultation. And what we did, we provided her with beautiful upper and lower teeth, rock solid. And she told me, I wish I did this sooner. And the beauty of it is that she could eat whatever she wanted, and very happy and comfortable with what we did for her.
Now, are there a lot, because you told me, we talked about this, that you could probably help the denture wearers the most, but it's tough to get them in the door. Like they don't know their options.
Absolutely.
Is that right?
Yes. The reason is because, as I said, they think this is as good as it gets. They don't know that they're not up to date with what has come along with the implant dentistry and what changes have happened in the past even 5 years, I want to say. And they don't know what's available. So it's hard to get them to come and get the consultation done. So that's a major problem.
What's the oldest patient that you've had?
96.
90. Why would a 96-year-old want to do this?
They want to be able to chew. They want to be able to smile better.
Okay.
And they just want to enjoy their lives as much as possible. At 96, I mean, my hat's off to her. I mean, it was very interesting that she signed up for it. We did it, and she was extremely happy at the end.
So when you meet a patient that's like 75
Yes.
that says, Doc, am I too old?
Absolutely not. Absolutely
Really?
not.
Did they
Yes.
ever say that, by the way?
They do. They do. And the thing, the older you get, the more fruits and vegetables and fibers you need. And if you can't eat them, it's going to affect your whole medical situation all around. If you want to stay healthy, you need to be able to eat things that are not mushy. And what can happen with the teeth that I give them, they can basically eat anything: steak, fruit, raw vegetables.
What's the favorite food that you hear about?
Steak, New York.
Is that right?
Yes.
So they want to eat steak.
Medium rare. That's how I like it too.
So you say when it's all done, they all have regrets that do this.
Well, the only regret is, I mean, why didn't I do this sooner? I mean, they can and they should have, but they say, why didn't I do this sooner?
Now that 97-year-old patient you had,
Yes.
like how many years did they probably have a tough time eating and chewing or have a denture or whatever?
I would say 60 or 70 years she was suffering because
Really?
of, upper and lower dentures. partial dentures, maybe 3 or 4 teeth on top, 3 or 4 teeth on the bottom, and the teeth keep breaking and fracturing and needing root canal and gum disease around it. And finally, she got sick of it, and she said, I can't tolerate this anymore.
Okay.
And she was 96 when she did that.
Now, I'm not trying to side with you, but I guess you have a somewhat of a unique center. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. The way dental implants are typically done is you go to one doctor's office that does the implants, another office that puts the teeth on top, and then you get them maintained elsewhere. You do all three parts. Is that why you do it so quickly?
Yes. So everything is under one roof, because a lot of times, even for taking a CT scan, patients are referred to another place that they only take dental x-rays. Everything is under one roof. We actually have a 3D printer in the next room in our office that all the teeth that we put on the patient's mouth are printed by us.
Right there.
Right there, next door. And it's a combination effort of me and my assistant. We work on it, we glaze it, we color it, and it looks lifelike. It looks amazing.
Okay. Now, what about pain? Because it does seem like a very painful procedure.
No, that's a wrong conception, because the patient, 9 out of 10, they're sedated and they're anesthetized with local anesthesia, and they're numb and they're sedated. So what I've been hearing from my patients 24 hours when I call and see how they're doing, they say, you know what, I can't call it pain, I can call it a little sensitive.
Okay.
And 9 out of 10, they don't even take the painkiller I give them. They take something over the counter.
Like what do they take over the counter?
I would say Motrin or Advil, and that's it. And after a couple of days, they stop that altogether.
Do they always worry about it more than they should have? Do they ever say that? Like, I worried so much about this.
Right. So the amount of trauma or sensitivity is very minimal, especially with the robot.
Yeah, you use a robot to to place these implants
Yes.
in their mouth. Why is it so good? Why is this robot? Because you love this robot.
So first of all, the robot is the only FDA-approved dental robotic arm ever. It's available in 0.1% of all the dental offices in America. The real benefit to the patient is the fact that the trauma is a lot less. There is no trauma to the gum, and the placement of it is very exact. And in my opinion, it's not humanly possible without the robotic arm to do it that precisely.
You said they'll last longer. That means when you put teeth on top of implants, you said it'll last longer because of this robot.
Yes.
How so? Could you give me a basic understanding of that?
There is well, every person is different, and different people have different bones. But the main important things to remember, an implant needs to be placed in a very specific part of the bone in that patient's mouth, and it varies from person to person. The bone density it varies, and Yomi can place it exactly. Well, I have to make the treatment plan, but based on that, because I know where the implant will go, and then the robotic arm places it exactly where it needs to go.
You know, I joked with you in the green room. I said, well, what if they took your robot away to place implants?
I would probably buy a gas station and retire.
Is that right? So you couldn't do it without it?
No, absolutely not. In the beginning, it has a kind of a long learning curve, about 6 to 7 months. But once you get it done, it's like a piece of cake. And it's just
because logically, I said, if what you're telling me is the truth, why doesn't every dentist that does implants use this robot? And you told me it's because it takes a long time to learn.
It does.
Is that right?
It does. And
it's expensive too.
Exactly. I mean, it's not a pocket change. It's kind of expensive. And you have to have the fortitude and motivation to learn it, because from day one, I wanted to do things perfectly. It's somewhat of an obsession. And once this thing hit the market, I'm like, there is no other way.
But you were skeptical at the beginning?
I was. And I saw it perform, I saw it done. I went to a couple of offices, and afterwards I saw the x-ray and I was amazed. And 7, 8, 9, 10 implants were done very efficiently. You know, in dental school, they teach you not to say fast. They tell you to say efficient. So it was done very efficiently. And the patient didn't feel much. And I followed up with the patient, and they said, I don't even want to call it pain. It was sensitive.
So it's just better outcomes.
Absolutely.
Like more precise means
Absolutely.
less trauma to the gums, less cutting,
Absolutely.
less surgical.
Absolutely.
Part of it.
Yes.
And then the engineering of the teeth.
The engineering of the teeth, and
and they can be permanent. So like if somebody in their 30s and they live to 100, if just like regular teeth, if they take care of them, get them maintained,
yes,
they can last
a
forever.
lifetime. Okay. Absolutely.
If done right.
Yes, if done right.
Do you think this is the future of dental implant dentistry? That, like, let's say 20 years or 50 years, dentures as we know them today won't exist. They'll all be attached to something like implants?
Absolutely.
What are your thoughts on that?
I absolutely think that's the trend. I absolutely think dental robotic arms are going to become as usable and as common as a dental handpiece. I think most people, I don't want to say everyone, but most people will have it.
Okay. And I asked you what you should look for in a dentist that's doing implants. You said, well, you better make sure they have the robot.
Absolutely.
And if they have the robot, what is that? That tells you they're serious about this? I don't want to put words in your mouth here, but...
Yes. I want to say people that have the robot are committed. They're committed to providing care. They're committed to providing quality. And I personally, I wouldn't go anywhere that doesn't, I don't need implants, but if I did, I wouldn't go to anyone who doesn't have a robot.
Okay, good. So for people that fall into the two categories, they either have teeth, but it's been determined they have to be removed, or the denture patient. What are the, you say, 3 steps to getting your new teeth?
First step is when the patient comes in, we meet, we take a CT scan and make sure they're a good candidate.
Okay.
And 99.9% of times they are. Then we talk finances, and once the patient is ready to move forward, we'll schedule them for step 2. Step 2 would be taking photographs, designing the smile, and making sure we have a perfect...
You like that part?
Oh, I love that part.
The smile design part?
It's really artistic, and I love doing it. And because not every smile looks good on every person, so you have to be very specific how you design the smile. And then step 3, they just come in and we get it done, and they're done in one day.
What about, is there a 4th step, I think you said?
Yes, they start eating a lot.
Eating whenever they want. How soon can they eat? Because I understand you have to take it easy at the beginning, but how soon can they eat?
You know, they can eat from day one, like right away. They can, but a little bit softer stuff.
Okay.
I recommend that they stay on a softer diet, but after a few days, they can start eating whatever they like.
Okay. Do they call you and say, Doc, am I ready to eat? Are they a little afraid sometimes? Like,
it's happened.
Like they're going to mess things up or something?
Exactly. A couple of times it has happened, yeah. And I tell them, yeah, by all means, you're ready. And
Okay,
so
good.
they start.
All right, you brought photos. What are we looking at here?
So he was a patient for a long time, and I always try to, not a long time, but maybe for a couple of years, and I try to help him out. He was down and out in his luck. He wasn't sure if he can afford a decent housing. And everywhere he went for an interview, he didn't get very positive results from it. And I decided to help him out. I said, we're going to help you out. We talked about dentures. We talked about a number of things. But at the end, he decided to do the full upper and lower teeth, which we did for him, and he's very happy.
Let's take a look at that after.
And he has a very good job now.
Oh, wow.
Randy, wouldn't you say he looks more handsome?
Yes.
More intelligent?
I'd say so.
Yeah. So that's what teeth does to you. I mean, there is no replacement for a good smile. Teeth are always make everyone smile better, feel about themselves a lot better, and it's just how it is.
Do you see changes, I think you told me, in charisma?
Yeah.
Like they come out of their shell in a way?
Yes. Yes. They come out of their shell, they gain a lot more confidence, and they smile more. And, when you smile and you have the charisma, it's a different world out there.
What's it like when they see, like a person like this, when he sees himself in the mirror for the first time? What's that like?
He cried, to be honest with you. He was so emotional and very grateful. And those are the things that kind of moves you when you see patients having that kind of response to the work you've done. It's very rewarding. And
on that before photo, because you said people, you would get an impression of this guy, right? If you just met him on the street. And then you get an impression of the guy that you see in the after.
Yes, yes.
Do you think, do they ever say they feel judged by others?
Absolutely, absolutely. Because you may not even think about it, maybe somewhere in your subconscious mind, every human being has this, beautiful smiles equals success, equals intelligence, equals happiness. And it's just the way that I think we all are. I mean, we may not even think about it, but we're more judgmental to people with bad teeth and a bad looking smile.
So this is an easy fix. I mean, I know it's technically demanding on your part.
Yes.
But is it one of those quick fixes in life?
One day. He came in. The process was the same. We talked. We took the CT scan. We made sure he's a good candidate. Then we talked finances. And then the third appointment, he came in, and everything was done in one day.
And then he regrets, I should have done this earlier.
He did say
How
that.
long does a person, like in that before photo, usually hate their teeth before they do something about it?
A very long time. A very long time. Because tooth decay and gum infection, gum bacterial infection is something that takes a while. It takes years.
So you can't brush it out, this infection.
You cannot. And it comes a time that you need to do surgery, you need to do something. So basically the infection, the bacterial infection, and the source of it is that infected teeth, and they need to be removed. If you want
So when you remove them, the infection goes away?
Yes. If you want to arrest
Okay.
or make sure that the problem doesn't go on, you need to take them out. And once you take them out, then what do you replace them with? Then you're stuck with that teeth. And that's when what I do comes into action and changes lives. And not that I change lives, that they change their lives by coming in.
Do they ever say that to you? Like, Doc, you've changed my life.
Yes, yes, they have. So I can show you another case that this patient saw me as I was walking to the gym, which is about 2 blocks away from my office. He ran across the street, he hugged me, and he said, Dr. Kafayi, thank you so much. You changed my life. I'm so much happier. I can eat better. I kiss my wife more often. Even my son is happier.
He says this to you?
He said that, and I got goosebumps because I didn't even know who he was until he got closer.
But you say that you're not the one changing their lives. What do you mean by that?
Because I think that the first step needs to be taken by them. He is the one who seeked me out. He's the one who came to me. And he's also one of those people that was sad about COVID ending. He said,
Why is that?
He was saying, I was so comfortable wearing a mask.
Oh.
And I mean, he was the first person I ever met that liked wearing the mask. And the reason was because of the bad breath and all those teeth that were misaligned and missing and a lot of gap in between, which taught me, like, people have different ways of looking at things. And this poor guy was in mask, and he was happy that he's wearing a mask because he didn't stand
You think if
out.
they all knew how good it was, these denture wearers? Because look, I Googled it even this morning, or ChatGPT. It's like 30 million people have an upper lower denture.
Yeah.
There's not even enough dentists to help these people.
Yeah.
But do you think if they knew how good it was, they would all do it?
Yes, I think so.
They'd figure out a way to
absolutely.
get the money to get it?
Absolutely. I mean, if you knew how much your life would change, you will do it in a heartbeat. And it's just a matter of not knowing what's waiting for them. And these people, the one that come to me are the people that want to make a change. And they do their research. They even come to me and they name the name of an implant that they want in their
Really?
mouth. It's very interesting. They know everything about it. With AI and Google and all the information that's available, and it's a big change in their lives, and they want to make sure they do things the right way.
In your area, when it comes to implant dentistry, I'll put you on the spot here. Do you think you're at the top of your game? I mean, are you doing it in the most advanced way?
Absolutely. The reason is...
Really?
Yes, because I'm using the only FDA-approved robotic arm. I'm even using a special implant, which is called SL Active. And SL Active is a type of implant that bonds to the bone a lot faster and a lot better.
Okay. Because you're doing it at the top of your game, you've got the robot, you're printing their teeth right there, you have this in-house lab. Does it cost more to go to somebody like you to get this done?
No, absolutely not. My cost is about 10 to 15% of what's going on in San Francisco.
So you're less in most cases.
Yeah, it is 10 to 15% less. And on top of that, I'm using some of the best implant. I have a robotic arm. And all around, it's a very good investment for people that want to have a long-lasting teeth in their mouth for a long time.
Now we're short on time, and you still have a stack of photos that I know you wanted to show. So what else are we looking at?
So this guy came in with not having any teeth, not having any back teeth, and whatever the remaining of his teeth were really badly infected, bacterial infection all over. It even caused sepsis, and sepsis happens to, I would say, 1.7 million Americans, and 1 out of 3 die. And so he found us, he came to me, I would say straight from the hospital. And as soon as he got in, I numbed him and removed all the infected teeth. The infection was removed immediately to help him with the immune system so we can start preventing the sepsis to go any further. So he's a very successful guy, and his options would have been full upper and lower dentures. But he decided against it, and after all the infected teeth were removed, then we talked about upper and lower implants and beautiful teeth. And he agreed to it, and we did it. And you can see the second picture. I mean, you can tell that how much happier he is. He's smiling. He's looking good. So, Randy, do you think he looks younger?
He actually looks a lot younger.
Yes, and more charming.
Yeah.
More charismatic.
A little more charisma.
Yeah. So
those teeth don't come out.
No, absolutely not. They're there, for life.
So he's a successful guy. Now he looks the part.
He was a successful guy, and now he looks the part.
You pointed out, like when we first met, it's like, I always feel a dentist might be exaggerating about how the smile can change the appearance, but this is a perfect example.
Yeah.
He looks like a different guy.
Yeah.
So now what? Did he have a tough time eating before?
Absolutely. He couldn't eat much. He couldn't, fruits, vegetables, meat, there was definitely no, he just was on soft food, soft diet, and after all those years he was getting sick of it. Let me show you one more patient.
Okay.
He again suffering for a long time with upper teeth, none, zero, and as you can tell, he only had a few front teeth, and he's been miserable for a very long time. These teeth came out. They were extracted when he was in the army, and for the longest time he was wearing dentures. For full upper denture for top and a partial denture for the lower. And he was trying to, improve his life and have a better quality of life.
So what did you do for him?
Oh God, it warms my heart to even think about it. He was, first of all, he came in for the first visit that we take CT scan and make sure he's a good candidate. And he was. The second time we talked about, first appointment we talked about the finances as well. The second visit we made sure the smile design matches with him. And a lot of times we have to open the bite a little bit to give him nicer, better teeth. And in this case, we opened them up by a lot. And as you can tell, I mean, doesn't he look nicer?
He does. Now his eyes are closed.
I think a lot of that comes from the embarrassment for so many years walking around.
Is that right?
I noticed that. They're embarrassed. They're embarrassed that they haven't done this sooner. They're embarrassed that they haven't taken better care of themselves. So last time he came to me, he said a lot of people are complimenting on my new smile, and he was very happy. And right now, if he comes to my office and I'll take another post-op picture, I'll be sure he's smiling ear to ear.
You say they have to learn to smile again. What do you mean?
Well, because a lot of times you want to cover your smile as much as you can because you don't want to show all the missing teeth and the gum that may not look good. Because whoever smiles, everyone wants to see teeth and not gum. And since him had a full upper denture, the denture looked awful. It was old and worn. And when he didn't have the denture, and it was all gum. Okay.
Now, we're almost out of time. A couple minutes left. There's, I guess, 2 types of ways to do this. A snap-in, snap-out denture on implants. And then there's upper and lower teeth that don't come out, and that's the one we're talking about today.
Yes.
Why don't you like these snap-in dentures?
Because the patients don't like them. It doesn't work well. It's still a denture, and there's a lot of things that could go wrong with the attachment.
Is there maintenance?
There's a lot of maintenance associated with it, and patient comfort, to me, is the final decision making, what I want to do for them. And
So then why do they do them? Why do all these dentists do snap-in dentures?
Because initially it's less expensive, and all the newcomers that enter the arena like to do them because they're easier. But over the long run, they're going to end up being more expensive because they have to be redone. Implants would fail. The removable bridges that they put on them will fail. And all around, it's not
So
a
they
good
break.
treatment.
The teeth break on those?
The teeth will break. The denture may break. And the patient keeps coming back and keep coming back to fix a little bit here, a little bit there to make it more retentive. And all around, I don't do them.
So you like the upper and lower? Well, it makes sense. I mean, that's what people want anyway, right? Teeth
Yes.
that don't come out.
Absolutely.
And those can last for as long as you last. You could be 80, 90 years old to do this.
Yes.
You said you had a 97-year-old?
Yes, yeah.
What if you have bad gums? I mean, that's how some people lost their teeth in the first place. If you have bad gums, will the implants stay in there?
Well, the thing is that you will remove, first of all, the source of infection for bad gums are infected teeth. That's the source. And once you take them out, then the gum will become healthy, become nice and healthy. The bone becomes healthy and solid. And that's when you can start placing the implants. I mean, if you do it right away, your immune system will take care of the infected part and grab onto the new implants. And the infection after I would say even a few weeks, will disappear.
So no more dentures?
No more dentures.
And they get to see you?
They get
like on
to
the
see
consult,
me.
you see all the patients?
I see all of them every time. I'm the only one. I have a good team with me, but I'm the only person. I do the surgery, I do the extraction, I place the teeth in their mouth, and I am.
Is this one of those things that like partners come do this together, or spouses, one goes first, then the second one?
It happens sometimes. I had this patient a few months ago. He came in very infected, a lot of gum infection, bacterial infection was really bad, and he didn't want dentures. So what we did was we took everything out. We placed this beautiful teeth, upper and lower, and he was very happy with it. And I had my front office had a phone call from his spouse that that she made an appointment and she wants to come and see me next month. So the good thing about it, once you get to a certain age and you're retired, you want to enjoy your life more. You want to travel the world. You want to try different food.
So now as a couple, they could eat whatever they want.
And now as a couple, they can travel and enjoy life and eat what they want.
Okay, good. We're out of time. What's your final message? Either the denture wearer or the person with really bad teeth and gums that feels like they're going to end up in a denture. They've heard what you have to say, but they're still afraid. What do you say to them?
I say don't hesitate. Come and get to know your options. It's important to know what can be done for you.
Okay.
And I wouldn't hesitate coming in.
Good. I want to thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you.
If somebody wants to make an appointment, do they go online or do you want them to call your office?
Just call us. The best way is to call us and make an appointment. And I'm looking forward to meeting everyone.
Okay, good. Thanks again. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
You've been watching the Wellness Hour, news that makes you healthier. I'm Randy Alvarez. For now, I wish you good health.